I refused to see other options for a girl, and pressed charges for what she did to my son's car. My 16-year-old son Jake had been saving up for 2 years to buy his first car. He worked at this local pizza place every weekend, did yard work for neighbors, and even sold his old gaming console to scrape together enough money. Finally bought this 2015 Honda Civic with 120,000 miles on it. Nothing fancy, but it was his, and he was so proud of it. The car meant everything to Jake. He'd wake up early just to wash it before school, spent his lunch money on air fresheners, and even bought those fuzzy dice things to hang from the mirror. Kid was obsessed in the best way possible. Then there's this girl at his school named Haley. She'd been asking Jake to prom for weeks, and he kept turning her down nicely because he was already planning to ask someone else. Jake's not the type to be mean about it, but this girl just wouldn't take no for an answer. One Tuesday morning, Jake came running into the house absolutely losing it. His car was completely destroyed in our driveway. Someone had taken a baseball bat to every single window, dented the hood beyond repair, slashed all 4 tires, and spray painted horrible things all over it. The words were so nasty I can't even repeat them here. My heart broke watching Jake just stand there staring at his destroyed car. 2 years of hard work gone in one night. The kid started crying right there in the driveway, and I hadn't seen him cry since he was maybe 10 years old. We called the cops immediately, and they came out to take pictures and file a report. Officer Rodriguez was really nice about it, and told us to check if any neighbors had security cameras. Our next door neighbor, Mrs. Kim, has one of those doorbell cameras that points toward the street. When we looked at the footage, there was Haley clear as day at 2 a.m. with a baseball bat going to town on Jake's car. She wasn't even trying to hide her face. The whole thing was on camera for about 15 minutes. She really took her time destroying everything. Jake was devastated but also scared because he had to see this girl every day at school. I was furious. This wasn't just some teenage prank. This was thousands of dollars in damage to something my son worked so hard for. The next day, Haley's mom called me up crying and begging me not to press charges. She kept saying Haley was just heartbroken and made a mistake, that her daughter was a good kid who just got emotional over the rejection. She offered to pay for the damages if I would just drop it. But here's the thing. The car was totaled. Insurance wouldn't cover vandalism because we only had basic coverage since Jake was a new driver. The repair estimate came back at almost $8,000, which was more than Jake paid for the car in the first place. Haley's mom then started getting angry when I told her we were definitely pressing charges. She said I was ruining her daughter's future over a stupid car, that colleges wouldn't accept Haley with a criminal record. She even had the nerve to say that Jake probably led her daughter on, and this was partly his fault. I told her that her daughter committed a felony and destroyed my son's property because she couldn't handle being told no. That's not normal teenage behavior. That's criminal behavior. If Haley was old enough to swing a baseball bat, she was old enough to face the consequences. The school tried to get involved too. The principal called me asking if we could work something out privately because this was affecting both students' education. I said absolutely not. My son was the victim here and shouldn't have to worry about walking on eggshells around his attacker. Haley ended up getting charged with criminal mischief and vandalism. Since the damage was over $5,000, it was a felony. Her parents hired some expensive lawyer who kept trying to negotiate a plea deal, but the prosecutor wasn't having it. During the court proceedings, Haley's lawyer tried to paint Jake as some kind of player who was leading multiple girls on. They brought up text messages where Jake was being friendly to Haley, trying to make it seem like he was giving her mixed signals. But the texts literally just showed Jake being polite when she'd say hi at school. The whole thing was ridiculous. Jake never promised this girl anything, never led her on, and definitely never gave her permission to destroy his property. He was just a nice kid who didn't want to hurt someone's feelings by being rude about rejecting them. In the end, Haley pled guilty to avoid jail time. She got 2 years probation, had to pay full restitution for the car, and had to do 200 hours of community service. Her parents also had to pay our legal fees since we hired our own lawyer to make sure Jake's rights were protected. Jake used the restitution money to buy a slightly newer car, but it took months for him to get over what happened.